Hey guys, what's up? It's S1E4 here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys the 4th episode of Take Your Word For It. There's just one more episode after this, and then Season 1 is done, unfortunately. But, yeah, so I'm just going to jump right into it. For the 4th episode, I am going to be reviewing The Hills Have Eyes. And this is the 2006 remake, as you can see from the sticker. And, yeah, so if you don't know what Take Your Word For It is by some chance, like if you haven't seen the first 3 episodes, basically my friend gave me 5 movies in a bag that he said were bad, and he wanted me to do a review on each of them. So, yeah, the 4th episode is of The Hills Have Eyes, the 2006 remake. Now, the movie's directed by Alexandre Aja, or Aja, I don't know how you pronounce the last name. And stars Aaron Stanford as Doug, Kathleen Quinlan as Ethel, Vanessa Shaw as Lynn, I think that was her name, Emile de Raven as... Wait, who did he play? I forget who he plays, but Dan Bird as Bobby, and Ted Levine as Big Bob. Now, essentially the plot is there's this family, and there's like 3 children, and one of them is with her boyfriend who has a little baby, and they're going with their parents on a trip because it's the parents' 25th wedding anniversary. And they decide to, and they were going to San Diego, but they end up driving through the New Mexico desert because Big Bob, played by Ted Levine, really wants to go through there. And then this old man at a gas station tells them that if they take like this shortcut, then they can get to San Diego way faster, and it'll save a couple hours. But little do they know, the place that they end up stopping at is ground zero for cannibal territory, because there's like this group of cannibals nearby. That's why they call it The Hills Have Eyes, because there's like cannibals living in the hills. And yeah, and then like one of them is like looking like the youngest kid in the movie ends up like looking for help and also going after his dog. And then, minor spoiler here, one of the dogs dies, because there's 2 dogs. One of the dogs dies, and he tries to keep it a secret, but then he's like, I really think something weird's going... Oops. He's like, I really think there's something weird going on here. And, yeah, and then he just... And then, like, you know, the cannibals actually, you know, finally end up finding them, and then just, like, you know... I'm not going to get too much into it, because I really don't want to spoil too much. But, yes, this is a remake of a movie from 1977 directed by Wes Craven, which I have not seen, but Wes Craven is a great director from what I've seen. The only movie of his only movies of his, I should say, that I've seen is Scream and Scream 2. I do have Nightmare on Elm Street on DVD, which I have not watched yet. I need to watch it. But yeah, so, and by the way, guys, I should probably say, the first 3 movies for Take Your Word For It were not horror movies. The last 2, so this one and the one after this, is horror movies. Well, the one for the last episode is kind of a horror movie. It's more of a drama, but kind of a bit of a horror movie. Leave your guess in the comments below what it'll be. Like what the last one will be, like if you just want to take a guess. Because, you know, it's a bit more of a drama. If I say one more thing about it that I know I could say, you guys are just going to easily guess what it is. But yeah, so as I said, this is a movie that was made in 2006. It's a remake of Wes Craven's 1977 hit of the same name, which I have not seen the original. I might at some point. But, now my friend was saying that this was a pretty bad movie, and, like... You know, he just said that this movie's, like, pretty bad and that, like... Oh, well, I don't want to say anything because what my friend was saying, he was kind of right, and I don't want to spoil it. But, you know, this isn't the most perfect horror movie ever made, but it's still better than a lot of horror movies out there. I'm just gonna say that. Because this is a... Well, okay, actually, I can't say it's a good remake because I haven't seen the original. Because normally right now I'd say this is a pretty good remake, but I haven't seen the original, so... Yeah, but, this is, it's a pretty decent movie, but I'm just gonna say this right now. It's a pretty good movie. It's pretty enjoyable, but it's not great by any means. By any means at all. By no means at all is it great, but it is pretty good. And if you are into gore, you're gonna like this movie. I'm gonna get into the main things I really liked first. For one, the music. I really like the music in this movie, even though a lot of it was kind of like seemed like it was used in a lot of other things. I still like the music. The gore and the effects were very well done because this is, excuse me, this is a pretty violent movie. It definitely deserves its R rating, and this was of the unrated edition as well, which is only like a minute longer, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so because this is a pretty violent movie, so yeah, it's pretty violent. That's all I'm gonna say. And then the last thing I liked, which I loved about this movie, is I loved where it was shot and the location because the New Mexico desert is perfect for this movie. I absolutely loved the setting there. It was great. It would probably be in like my top 10 like setting locations for movies. I'd probably say it's in my top 10. So yeah, that was one of the things those I can't talk today. That was one of the things I really liked about the movie in all honesty, guys, this movie has everything that I would love. But there's just something about it that just can't make me like it more. And for that reason, I'm going to give The Hills Have Eyes a C+. Again, this is a pretty good movie, but it's not great. It has everything in it that I would love, but for some reason I can't grade it higher than a C+. I don't know what it is. Like, maybe if I watched it, like, over and over, I could finally see what it is, but for now, like, I just can't think of why I can't grade it higher than that. But definitely check this out, you guys, because this is definitely worth a watch, and I would definitely recommend it to gore and horror fans, and, you know, I just love the setting in this. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Definitely shorter than my other movie reviews. I've been trying to make them shorter. But that's it for this review. Subscribe for more content, and remember, you guys, whenever traveling through the New Mexico desert, say no to drugs.